You already owe knowing. How was your factoring on the normal one, on the front side? Because you say you suck at math.
I tried very hard.
How many times you come in and ask me for help? You call me up and say, hey, Mr. Roberts,
That's what YouTube is for, man. You gotta learn.
I can help you. I know.
Wait,
I have classes every period except D3. That's what teachers do is teach, I think. So part of coincidental, huh? Pineapple. This is called a rational function. Okay, what it is a polynomial on top and a polynomial on the bottom. So, now with a rational fraction, what do we not want to be in our denominator ever? We don't want it to be 0. Does that mean x can't be 0? I can be 0, because watch, if I did 0, what do I get? 4 over negative 5. That's okay, right? But I don't want my denominator equal 0, correct? So what number can it not be? 5. So x cannot equal 5. Can anybody tell us what we just declared? Well, we can't be, exactly, that's true. Domain. You guys remember the word domain? Domain is the x values that you're allowed to do. Good night, you. Okay, so x cannot equal 5. So remember there was 2 ways that I have to write this. Everybody remember the 2 ways that we talked about in the past? Set builder notation, which was x such that x cannot equal 5. Right? You remember that from the first step? Sorry, I'm loony the last period. Loony. Didn't look pretty, but I got it. Okay, and then the other one was interval notation, right? What numbers can I use, though? Everything except him, huh? So negative infinity to 5. I have to stop there because I can't be him, huh? Then what? 5 to infinity. Why don't I start at 6? Bridget, you said 6, which is okay. Don't do a U, just do a U shape. Why don't I do it 6? Should I be 5.0000000000001? That's fine. The only number I can't be is 5. So parenthesis means, okay, I go all the way up to that number. Do I include that number? Because do I know the largest number less than 5? Some people say 4.9 repeating. I mean, sure, but that's kind of hard to think about, right? Let me just. Everybody there with me? Allison, you good? Both of you? I got 2 and 1 right there. That's the nice part about it. I can say Allison, and they both look up at me. No. Is your real name Allie? Not Allison, nothing. Allie? Can you guys do that? You guys ready for another one? Right now we are. We're getting there. See? Not a good scenario. We got Pop-Tarts and I got fruit. All right, Brittany. I took you a long gander. Okay. Here we go. I don't know. What number can X not be? Okay, 2. Awesome. Let's write it out. I like you. Okay. But what I would do is factor. Because it's easier to see what values cannot be when they're in a binomial form, right? You guys agree with me? No? So I set him equal to 0, so I said, oh, this is a difference of squares, and difference of squares go into conjugate pairs. Aren't you glad to sit up front now? You chose that spot out of everyone. It was you that chose the spot. Would you rather have me touch your head or do this? Sure we can't bond? Really hurt. And that answers both of them. What if I didn't have both? Would I get the answer right? No, because once again, both of those values could not work. Right? So you could say plus or minus 2. So let's write set builder. How would set builder look like? That's not equal. Yeah, not equal. I feel like I've done it wrong. It's intense, Elijah. Anybody have clean your mama jokes? I'm supposed to be having a battle today on jokes, and all my jokes aren't clean. So, I'm a little bit nervous. Your mama's so wild. She said she sat around the house. She sat around the house. No? Nobody remembers? We used to do a lot of your mama jokes. Oh, I don't know I did that. Sorry. Guys, I need to teach. That's probably why you guys suck. What else? 2. Union that with how are we doing? Yes, sir.
So, I don't think I was ever taught. What is like the union?
Union. Combining.
Okay.
Yep. It does mean work. So it's saying this one works, or this one works, or this one works. Can you turn your book to Success 1 so I can get some nice examples so I don't have to make them up? Getting close. Ooh, right there. Fatal cowboy. Total cowboy. Somebody typed mine, those scumbags. Canadian. That's a minus. The Q is in queen. Yeah. What do you think it looks like? Really low? Why does the Pavasa get that? I don't think he doesn't actually.
Hey, not my word.
I know. Okay, be honest with me. You guys just flat out quit on Friday? I was there. I saw you guys in here. You just kept running around. I watched you. I know. You're like, where's my helmet? I don't know. I'm never getting it again. You got the ball. We just fumbled it a lot. Or through it. Which kind of was sad because I thought you guys were doing quite well. Lost some opportunity. No, it really was a good game. Like they could, like we were driving, and then they made a stupid mistake. Onward. You guys aren't mentally strong. Maybe that's why that happened. You're telling me that's not your fault?
I just didn't know how to
And you never came and asked.
Did I ever answer you?
No.
Okay, what's the top called? We already talked about it. It is a sum of cubes. I'm not going over it because we've already went over it. Right? This time I'm asking you to simplify. Sorry, simplify. Simplify. Oh, it should have been a Q, huh? Thanks, Bridget. Rubbish. Just gonna let Abby. It ain't working. Okay, what about the bottom? What do they have in common? A 3, but I should pull out a negative 3Q. What's left over? Good job. 2 plus 2. Okay, by the way, really quickly, if they ever ask you to find the domain and simplify in the same problem, first off, let's stop right here. What's the numbers Q could not be? Negative 2 and 0. Yes, my lady. Always, because that's what we don't want it to ever be, is 0, right? Can I have my numerator be 0? Yep. Okay, we can. So, Q cannot be 0 or negative 2. You guys all agree with that? Okay, but notice, I'm asking you to simplify. Okay, can anything reduce out? The Q plus 2. So what's left over? Q squared minus 2Q plus 4 over negative 3Q. That would be simplified. Does that change my domain? Look, one of my answers not up there anymore. Does that change my domain? No. And the reason being is that's not what I started with. Right? Does that make sense? How there's many things that could be similar to each other? Because I can always times by 1 to make things different, right? Does that make sense? But in the beginning, that's not what I was given, was Q squared minus 2Q plus 4 over negative 3Q. Okay, so therefore I have to start at the beginning on what's my domain. So, that's my little hint that I'm going to tell you. If they ever ask you to find the domain, always find the domain before you simplify. Okay? Always find the domain before you simplify. Are you nervous? Guess what? You got 3 more weeks. You get sit. Sit there, you sit there. Excited. You might be sick. You stay there. She doesn't. She winds up. But it's okay. Yeah. No, but it's okay. You know, I'm a grateful guy. I understand people don't have to say thank you. I'm not a thank you household. My wife is always telling our kids, make sure you say thank you. I'm like, oh, I don't even. Growing up, we didn't say thank you a lot. We just, you know, it is what it is. So, that's something different in my house. Like camping? I went and cut down my big A tree this weekend. Did I tell you about that? Yes, I almost cut my pants. Well, I did cut my pants. But I almost cut my leg. Right? And I I couldn't believe how many elk hunters are camping in tents, elk hunting. I'd die. Because, man, I walk my bum around, right? Be tired. I don't want to sleep on the ground. Then do it all over the next day. You would, though, wouldn't you? You would. I told my wife, I said, I'm too old. I'm done sleeping in the air mattress taco. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? Where you sleep and all of a sudden you wind up in the middle together. You're like, hi. Okay, onward. So what are we going to do here? We got to factor the top, factor the bottom. How about you three? Boom, boom, boom. You guys are doing the bottom. You two, boom. Or you two rows. Factor the top. Ready, set, go. I'm going to push pause. How did they give it to you? What'd you guys get on this side? Taylor, what'd you get on this side? Strongo. Okay. Close. You need to flip them. These would be x plus 5, x minus 3, and the reason being is that's a positive 5 and a negative 3. Everyone with me? Did you guys get that? You far-sighted people? You close people, what do we get here? And x plus 3? Minus 3, right? No. That would be negative 6x, that's the way it is, yep. Do you need me to show you? I can. 2x squared minus 6x plus 3x plus minus 9. Because it's factors of negative 18, they give me to be 3, 6, and then hold on. Whoa, Betsy! So, pull out a 2x, I'm left with x minus 3. Pull out a positive 3, x minus 3. So if I pull that out, that's 2x plus 3 left with x minus 3. Done. So 3, do you not see the squiggle in the middle? And then, how do you know it's not a 7? I like you. Now do you understand? You can put a plus and a minus, I bet, here. But what does it have to be? Negative 3. If you had a plus 6 and a negative 3, that'd be a positive 3, right? Okay. What is our domain? What numbers can we not be? So this is 3, right? Did I mess up? And this is negative 3 halves. Those are the numbers I cannot be, correct? Everybody with me on that? So x, such that x cannot be negative 3 halves, comma 3. I'll come back to you just a second. Negative infinity to negative 3 halves. Union, negative 3 halves to 3. 3 to infinity. Okay. So, what cancels out? What's left over? Right? Any questions on simplifying so far? What do you think? Set builder's crap. I don't know why anybody in their right mind would ever do set builder. Because when you start talking about intervals of limits and things like that, because once again, you guys might not go farther in math, but isn't that the idea of math, is preparing for the next math, and math in general, and you don't use set builder. Anything higher. So it's kind of pointless. Somebody's like, this is just easier to read. Maybe. I don't think so. How do we multiply fractions? No. Straight across. Common denominator is when you add and subtract. So if I have A over B times that by C over D, what would I get? straight across, right? Basically, couldn't I just make that one divisor bar? Right? Just to say AC over BB. What can B not equal? 0. What can D not equal? 0. Right? There's your domain history. Or values that they cannot. Restrictions, I guess you could say. With that being said, hippy hoppy, hey. Next one. I'm so excited that you guys are excited to see this. See it in your enthusiastic faces. We'll do that one. That's a hard one. – 6.2?
Yeah.
Not yet. Ready to factor? Like a tractor? Anybody ever drove a tractor? I have. You have? Kind of guess that. Yes? Not a lawn tractor.
No,
Did you plow some ground? Did you haul some hay?
I just go for
Yeah. I drove around to woodpile to woodpile. It was our chopping wood station. Like those big 8 trees. Okay, we can factor. What's our factors of 6 that get us to 5?
it.
2 and 3. So I have P plus 2Q. P plus 3Q. If, hooray. Factors of 6 that get me to 7. 1 and 6. So I'm going to just do factor by guessing. I'll show you how I got that. I need to get to a 7. So I need a 2Q and a 3Q, because what does that give me when I multiply those together? 6Q, huh? So if I add a Q here, oh, those are P's over here. And I put a Q right there, notice that gives me a 1 and a 6 to give me 7. I use quick factors because we've already talked about factoring. If you struggle factoring, you need to come visit me. But factoring will always be going. I'll do it until you put your mathematical careers, which you're hoping is at the end of this year. No? What do you want to do? We need to step that shiz up, man.
But I want to do like.
Why not just be a grant writer then? What do those guys have in common? Not a 2. Oh, 3. Allison, I don't hear you say anything. You need to be louder. And Allison, you need to be louder. All right. I need you to yell next time. Good. E plus 2Q. We're just simplifying on this one. Krista, what are some things that are on top and bottom? P's? That's true, they are P's, but I can't get rid of them because they're attached to the cubes. Where's he at? Maybe you can't see my handwriting, but he's right there. I can jump over on that side too, because once again, what does timesing fractions do? Just make it one divisor bar. So as long as he's on top and he's on bottom, I can get rid of him. Does that make sense to everybody? I can also get rid of 2b plus b. So what's left over? I can't get rid of no difference. Because that's like saying this. You're like saying 1 plus 4 times 3 over 3 times p. Oh, I can get rid of these. I didn't see those.
Yeah, we just.
I didn't hear that. I thought I said 3. Beanie head. So what's left? 1/3. Disappointed. That's funny. No. Because this whole thing got rid of it. It's gone. Everything on top's gone, right? So there's a 1 on top. Right? How are we doing so far? Okay, one more for this section. What do we do? What do we do when I divide fractions? Multiply by their reciprocal. So A divided by B, A over B divided by C over D, is that better? So with that being said, what can B not equal? What can D not equal? 0. Awesome, so we've already stated that. But remember, as we just said there, one day. Okay, this is A over B times who? C over C. What can C not equal? I can't let him equal 0 either. So the thing that I'm dividing by, I got to set the numerator and the denominator equal to 0, right? I'm going to flip him. Does that make sense to everybody? Because remember, D couldn't be 0 here, but now C can't be 0 here because now he's in the denominator, correct? You see how both of them have to take into account? So this would be AD over BC. Okay? Is everybody with me there? Any questions? Ready to rock and roll? I'm so ready to hit that one through later in line. Declan, you deserve it. You deserve it, Declan. You don't share your knowledge with anyone. Did you study with anyone? See? I'm okay. Don't hurt these guys' feelings. Just because he moved him to Texas? Yeah, which is the same thing, right? Which is what we just did, right? We just talked about. Okay. Alex, what do you get on? Oh, Joe. Correct myself before you even said anything, Joe. Joe, what's the top? Factor to be x squared minus 4x minus 12. Factors of 12 that give me to be 4. Who gets the positive? There you go. It is the 2. It's not the 6. Because you're trying to just get to 4. You need to get to negative 4. So who needs to be large? So this is x plus 2, x minus 6. Do you guys agree? What's the next one? What do they have in common, Tasia? 2x. Good. Nope. Oh, yep. Sorry. Ooh, that almost hit me in the eye. What's left over after I pull out 2x squared? I'm left with a 2x minus 3. Do you guys agree about that? If you don't, you should, because it is. Tommy, how do you think they're going to do this weekend? Huh? Your dirty shirts. You don't care anymore? You're like, screw it. After Washington State, I'm done. Welcome to the last year for BYU, brother. Okay. Here we go. What's this guy called? We already did him earlier today. Sum of cubes. Adding of cubes. Remember that goes to x plus 2. What's left over? X squared minus 2x plus 4. His trinomial will never, ever, ever factor. So do I have to look into it? No, because he will not factor. In fact, there's a 4 that give me the 2. It's not going to happen. I have that, right? Okay. The bottom. What do they have in common? Adam, you said it. Well, what do they first have in common? 2x, right?
Oh, yeah. I know what we did.
I knew you were doing it because you said it already. That's why I picked on you, but then you were like, what? So they have a 2x in common, don't they? What's left over? Euler. X squared. Go, Taylor. Minus 2x. Oh my, you're on it like you want, brother. Okay. What I like to do right now is to get rid of anything I can. And get rid of those guys. That's the only thing I can get rid of. Can't do the x and x squared yet. Okay, here we go. Is everybody ready? I have a fraction divided by a fraction, correct? So I take the top end, multiply it by the bottom's reciprocal, correct? So I have x plus 2, x minus 6 over 2x squared, 2x minus 3. Notice these guys are going to flip. He's going to go on top. He's going to go on bottom. And he's now at times, isn't he? You see that, Joe? Silas, Siles. Yeah, I got it on the third choice. Oh, that was close. What do they have in common? Get rid of. Anything else? The 2's. And AX. So he's gone, but this guy has both has an XX, right? So there's still one down there, isn't it? You guys agree with me? Here, I'll pull it up for you. Is that better? I like you, Tommy. I saw you looking. So what's on top? What's on bottom? There it is. So your domain, you'd have to find the lovely, it would be 0. It would be some other fun stuff, 2, but you see the x squared minus 2x plus 4? You also got to find out what that is. So I just did 5. No, because I think that might be a bad thing. 6-2. 6-2? No, we're not there yet, you silly rabbit. 2 sections a day. Not my fault. Blame. Yeah, I just gotta teach what they tell me to teach. We could do this every day of the week, and we could do it once. Mrs. Christensen's morning class, it starts at 6:30. They do only one section a day, because they do it every day. Then they got homework every night. So only one section, but those kids are rocking it, because when you have math every day, you don't lose anything. It's just easier to. Because you have that mentality. Okay, here we go, guys. Why? So So do you hate them because they're tedious and long, or do you not like them because they're hard? They're not hard, right? This is 6-2. It takes a little bit of time. Not horribly long. They're okay. I need some cheese on this thing. Oh, there is.
You want this to
Yeah.
Oh, I see what's wrong. Yeah.
Why?
The,
Common denominator. When I add or subtract fractions, I have to have a common denominator. Does anybody know the saying, keeping up with the Joneses? What does that mean? Well, that is a good movie too. I agree. Let's use materials. Give me a specific thing. And you're like, I'm going to get that really cool car. Then he sees that I have a four-wheeler. What's he going to do? He's going to go buy his darn four-wheeler. Fractions are keeping up with the Joneses. Hopefully that makes sense. So this guy right here, x minus 1, I'm going to call him a boat. X plus 4, I'm going to call him a sports car. So this neighbor's looking over here. He's like, what the heck you got? Looks like you got a sports car. I'm going to go keep up with the Joneses and get me a sports car, huh? So what are we going to times to both sides? To the left side. X plus 4. Do I just do it to the bottom, or what do I need to do? We need to do it to the top. Why do we do it to the bottom and the top? That is equivalent because it's multiplying by 1, isn't it? And when I times things by 1, they're equivalent expressions, aren't they? Okay? Yes, my lady. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay, well, he just all of a sudden is like, ha, 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 I have a boat and I have a sports car. So this guy's all like, well, you don't. What does he go do? He goes buys him a boat. He's all like, take that, buckwheat. You know what I mean? Hopefully that analogy works out for you. Okay? So, what do we need to do now to simplify this? I need to distribute this, and I need to distribute this. Make sense? So I have 4x plus 16 over x plus 4, x minus 1. And somebody's like, Mr. Roberts, why am I not going to go ahead and simplify the bottom? Because I might have to factor the top and see if anything gets rid of each other. So I don't want to have to factor again. Does that make sense? Plus 2x minus 2 over x plus 4, x minus 1. Then, because they have like terms, like denominators, I can combine, which is 6x plus 14 over x plus 4, x minus 1. That would be it. To the top factor, what do the guys have in top one common? They have a 2, so I could go like this, 2 parentheses, 3x plus 7 over x plus 4, x minus 1. But I'm even okay with the red one. Okay? Good? Is that hard? We can do that, can't we? Okay? Let's do another one. Welcome to my world, brother. I like to keep the sun away. Cone heads. I like that show. Well, I don't remember. It's been a while. You don't know what Coneheads is?
Oh,
Are you chitting without authorization?
I'm sorry.
That's what I'm about.
6, darn it.
Oh, plus 5? Oh, this is.
What's this guy factor to be?
500.
So x plus 2, x plus 5. He's got a car and a truck. Dang shoot, shoot dang. Why? Because what is this guy? What's the factors of 5 to give me a 6? 1 and 5. So notice, he's got a boat and a truck. Remember the other guy had a car and a boat? I mean a car and a truck. So, what does this side want that he doesn't have? He wants x plus 1, huh? Is my analogy working, or is it kind of just like, eh? It's okay if it doesn't work. I just trying to make something nice. Is there other ways to do it? No, there isn't. Okay, okay, he needs an x plus 2. Yes, this is why my handwriting gets sucky because he keeps it going. They're all the same, it's okay. Are you saying this guy? Flip what? What do you mean by flip, Alex?
Because you're gonna end up writing it down.
Okay, just remember, this negative goes to both of it. A lot of people forget they only do it to the negative 4x. Does that make sense? But you got to do it to the 8 as well. Okay. So notice I have 3x minus 4x, which is negative x. 3 minus 8, negative 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we can reduce. This is why we keep them this way. What does the top have in common? Negative 1, correct? You see that? That's why you keep them factored in the bottom. So what's on top? Negative 1 over x plus 1, x plus. Okay? You see why we still keep it factored in the denominator, so if we could factor the top, we'll see if anything reduces out, right? Huh? Yep, nope, I'm good. This is actually perfect for me. What simplest I can get. Oh, yes you do.
So when you put
Because I was here. I didn't think I said negative 3. I think I said 4x minus, excuse me, 3x minus 4x.
okay, that's okay.
Let's do this one. Let me see. I'll just look up. I don't want to sometimes make my own. When I make my own, they don't always come out as pretty. Caitlin, do you have a job? What do you do? That's a horrible job.
Yeah.
How many kids do you want? 2? That's smart. I wanted 4, then I had 1. I'm like, I want 1. Then my wife, you can't have 1. I'm like, why? Is it really though?
Well, now they're my siblings left because they don't pay attention.
I had that, and then my stepbrother moved in. I'm like, what? That's not nice. I'm trying to find one. Sorry. This is the last example I'm doing. My mom could care less. She's like, I've raised a lot of you. It's done. All right, we're going to do this one. Here we go. That's a P. I don't know why I made it into an R. That's a P. That's a P. I don't want to say it anymore. That's a P. I just said it wasn't. You don't believe me. Why can't I just tell you and you guys do it? Jerkhead. And we're making Britton feel bad because she's taking every one of these insults personally, and it's not, Britton. It's not personal. Okay? I heard you earlier complaining about me. I'm teasing you. It's so darn hot in here. Do you see the armpit sweats? They're not here, but they are in there, I tell you. Because I'm short. Yep. Okay. All right, what does this guy become? Chancellor. What does this guy become? I like it, but I'm going to use P. Is that okay? What is this guy? Difference of squares going to conjugate pairs. Does your mom and dad do accounting?
My mom does.
So is that why you want to do it? Sometimes my friend wanted to be a nurse because her mom's a nurse, but guess what? She works in TV. She just said, screw you, Mom. Not really, but basically, and your work. I don't want to be that.
I don't want to, but my mom's actually smart.
Who are you? Oh my goodness, guys, they're the same thing. Did I mean to do that? That's what I did. Okay. Interesting.
Well, I just saw that.
Positive
What?
It's my.
I know. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh. And you guys 18. I almost want to ask you guys about if you're going to vote for marijuana.
Yes.
Not that I disagree with the medical marijuana thing. I just disagree with the bill. That's just my personal thing. Yes. Just the way it's written. If you ever look at the bill, it sucks. Why are you not voting? What does this guy go to be? 4 minus P and 4 plus P. Ladies and gentlemen, do I have the same denominator? I am close. But it's not, is it? It has the same domain. Okay. I do agree with that. I do agree. Okay. Who's not the same? The P minus 4 and the 4 minus P. They look similar, don't they? What if I rewrote this instead of saying 4 minus P, I did negative P plus 4? Still not the same, but what if I pull out a negative? Now do I really have the same denominator? Because this is just P plus 4, except this negative, what can I do with him? See how it's minus right here? And a negative right here? What can I do? Hey! That's
almost ready then.
The cookies, what do you think?
But this has limited and the right purees.
I haven't got your copy yet. Does that
I know, but I didn't.
Are you ready for our battle?
Yeah, oh yeah. You've been thinking of this all day.
I really want to just say, holy shit, check out that asymptote that will function.
And then I might laugh, because that's what we're supposed to do, right?
Yes, and then
laugh.
you laugh, and then we'll be done. We can just do two things, we'll be out on top of it, boom. Okay, we're practicing. Yeah, it's pure mathematical. So it says, holy shit, check out that asymptote on that mother function. Purely mathematical. Huh? I don't slip up because I've said it. But anyway, really quickly, do you guys agree now I just have two of these same things? Because I have this plus this again? Go ahead, Adam. Okay, let me ask you this. Can I go to numbers? Can I go to a number and I'll help you out? Okay. So, do you agree that if I had 4 over 6 minus 4 over negative 6, that that's the same thing as 4, 6 plus 4, 6? Because this is 2 times 3. Oh, shiznit! Yep, we have homework. Of course we have homework. Okay, here we go. 6-1, 1 through 25. 6-2, 27 through 49. These are both odd. You can find them on page 519. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Have a good one.